Disney World is way too expensive to spend your vacation making mistakes you could have avoided. So we're giving you the 15 biggest ones in just 10 minutes.
And some of these aren't the obvious ones. We're talking mistakes that cost you money, can cost you several hours of time, and even change the trip that you thought you had planned. 10 minutes starts now.
All right, mistake number 1 is not understanding Disney World transportation. So you have buses, you have boats, you have the monorail, you have the Skyliner. So there's multiple types of transportation and lots of different routes that they run. And so it's very important to familiarize yourself with all of those types of transportation and where they go before your trip. I have seen people ride the monorail from Ticket and Transportation to Magic Kingdom and back, thinking they're going to get off at Epcot at some point. That doesn't happen. You have to get off and get on another line to get to Epcot. That's just one of the common misconceptions that I've seen. So make sure you're familiarizing yourself with the transportation before your trip.
Okay, mistake number 2 is trying to do too much. Now that can mean a lot of things, but it really boils down to this. Walt Disney World is huge. So many rides, so many restaurants, so many things to do. You're never going to fit it all in on one trip, so don't try and turn your vacation into an endurance test. Instead, just pick out the things that you know that you want to do most and have fun with it. Because if you try to fit in too much, you're going to wear yourself out and probably leave disappointed.
All right, mistake number 3, paying rack rate for a Disney resort. So they have so many hotel offers throughout the year. They have so many packages with discounted rates that you really shouldn't have to pay rack rate. The rack rates can be insanely expensive. I know looking at November right now, the Beach Club is pricing out at $800 a night. You can get it for under $400 a night during the summer months or other times where they have discounted rates available, and it's just not really worth it if you're spending that much money on your resort.
Okay, mistake number 4 is not understanding your booking windows. This is another thing Disney makes complicated, so I'm going to walk you through the important things to remember. Let's start with Lightning Lane. You can book Lightning Lane reservations up to 7 days in advance if you're staying in a Disney resort. If you're not staying in a Disney resort, then that window is 3 days in advance that you can book Lightning Lane reservations. For dining, if you're staying in a Disney resort, your booking window is 60 days out in advance, and then you can book dining for up to 10 days from the time that your stay starts. If you're not staying in a Disney resort, it is also 60 days, but you do not have that 10-day window. It goes day by day.
All right, mistake number 5 is not knowing how big Disney World actually is. So if you've been to Universal Studios or you've been even to Disneyland, those are a lot more compact than Disney World. Disney World is made up of 4 theme parks, none of which are all that close together. Then you've got 2 water parks and Disney Springs and 20 resorts all spread out. It is like a town in and of itself. So it's very important to know, again, how to get from point A to point B. If you have a dining reservation at Contemporary and you're staying over at All Stars, you've got to figure out how to get there. It's going to take some time, so make sure you look into that before you go.
Okay, mistake number 6 is picking the wrong Disney resort. So that can mean a lot of things too, but you have to figure out what's important to you and your family. Is having a great pool important? Is being in a resort that you could walk to a park, or maybe being on a monorail resort or a Skyliner resort? There's a whole lot to it, and there's so many resorts to pick from that the resort you pick is definitely going to affect your vacation. I suggest you go to our channel, watch some of our resort ranking videos where we give a lot of the pros and cons to all of them before you decide.
All right, mistake number 7 is overbooking dining reservations. So Disney World has a lot of restaurants, and a lot of them are really good. They're a lot of fun. There's lots of character buffets, a lot of sit-down meals that are really enticing. But the truth of the matter is, if you try to cram in even one sit-down meal a day, it can feel like a lot. So my recommendation, if you're there a week, pick 3 or 4 that you really want to hit up. Make those reservations, plan for that. We have overbooked ourselves in dining several times. We end up canceling half of our dining reservations because we're just too full to walk around the parks. So keep that in mind when you're planning.
Okay, mistake number 8 is not planning ahead for events like fireworks and parades. If you are not very experienced at going to Disney World, then you might not know that these events fill up so fast and early. People line up very early for these things. So if it's a priority for you, know that ahead of time and plan to get there early. We hope that you're getting some good advice and enjoying this video. And if you are, please take just a second and hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We would love for you to join the Travel Soul community. Now back to the video.
All right, mistake number 9 is bringing a stroller that Disney won't allow. So they have maximum dimensions, and that's going to be 31 inches wide and 52 inches long. So if you have a stroller bigger than that, they may turn you away. They probably will turn you away at the front gates. You also are not allowed to bring a wagon in. I've seen many people and have had clients ask about that. Those also aren't allowed. So make sure you're looking into that, measuring your stroller, and making sure it is allowable before you go on your trip.
Okay, mistake number 10 is not understanding Lightning Lane before your trip. And that one is kind of understandable because it is complicated. I'm not going to go into all of the details here on this video because we are staying on the clock, but I will tell you that there are 3 different levels of Lightning Lane passes that you can get, and they are all 3 different, and it is a little bit confusing. So make sure that you get onto your My Disney Experience app or on the Disney website. Make sure you understand exactly how it works before your trip.
Mistake number 11 is going to Magic Kingdom on a party day without understanding the trade-offs. So if you choose to go to Magic Kingdom on a day where they're having either Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party, the park is going to close early, and you will not be permitted to stay past like 6 p.m. unless you have the party ticket. So while the crowds may be lighter earlier in the day, you are going to have to leave the park, and you're either going to have to hop somewhere else or go do something else in the evening. You cannot close the park down. So definitely check out the dates for those parties before planning your park days.
Okay, mistake number 12 is not checking refurbishments and closures before planning your trip. And this really applies to both the parks and the resorts. So you don't want to book the beach club, for example, because you're wanting to use that awesome pool, only to get there and find out that the pool is under refurbishment. The same thing goes for other things like transportation. The Skyliner could be down for a few days, or certainly attractions. You don't want to miss out on your favorite attraction just because you didn't check when it was going to be down for refurbishment.
Mistake number 13 is assuming that a Disney cruise vacation is going to be more expensive than a Disney World vacation. So a lot of clients, a lot of people that we know automatically assume they just cannot afford a Disney cruise vacation, that it's going to be a lot more expensive than a Disney parks vacation. And if you price it out, especially when you take into account that your food is included on a Disney cruise vacation, it can be very comparable, sometimes even less expensive. So if you're interested in a cruise, definitely price it out first. Check out our video on Disney Cruise Line versus Disney World vacation. We price everything out there and lay out all the expenses so you can see if that's something that might work for you.
Okay, mistake number 14 is leaving the park when it starts raining. Rain showers pop up all the time in Florida, and a lot of times they're pretty quick. The other thing is sometimes some of the locals, they will leave when it's raining because it's not a big deal to them. But at least check the forecast and maybe give it a little time before you think that your day is over and your day's ruined, because a lot of times that rain's going to pass through very quickly and the crowd might be a little less after the rain passes through.
All right, our final mistake, number 15, is planning your Disney vacation without the help of a travel agent. So this is not just a shameless plug for our travel agency, which is Blue Horse Travel. But I will tell you, Disney is one of the vacations that I absolutely think If you've never been, if you're not familiar with the planning, or if it's been a while since you've been, you really need a travel agent to help you. Now, we don't charge for our services at Blue Horse Travel. A lot of other agencies don't either. But we can help you to figure out all those things that we talked about earlier in the video, the lightning lanes, the booking windows, what the best resort is for you to stay at for your trip. All of those things, dining reservations, that can become very confusing, very overwhelming if you're not familiar with it. And travel agents are here to help you with that. So definitely consider using an agent. And if you want to go with us, you can visit us at bluehorsetravel.com, and we would love to help you.
That's going to wrap up our list today, but please leave a comment. Let us know, what are we leaving out that you believe is a common Disney mistake. It could help other people in their planning. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time.